The moment of truth, what you have all been waiting for. The prison debrief, story time. I have some notes, which was actually written whilst I was in prison, so these are fresh ideas which I wanted to discuss. I also have my bag of goodies, which I'm going to show you. And what else is there? This, another prop here, and some more props up there. So, basically, I'm going to talk you through my whole start to finish of the justice system in the Netherlands. And this is just my opinion. Yeah, this is what I went through, and obviously some of it's fact, like this is how it is, but like, yeah, it's my opinion, so, yeah. Without further ado, let's get to it. So, first off, I had a 3-day partying session, right? Really heavy, just party for 3 days solid. I left the friend that I was with, went into town. An incident happened, I got arrested. Now, when I got arrested, this is the good part, but it's not really good. But when I got arrested, like, I was really mad. Like, literally, I was really mad. I was mad for a number of reasons, but I was really, really mad. And, like, because of that, I got to blue light through Amsterdam in the back of a police van. Now, it was the most sickest thing. Like, literally, it was the most sickest thing because, like, the police there, they just, they pedal to the metal, mate. They just gun it and they just, like, they're gone. Like, literally, they're gone. So it was the most sickest thing, but at the same time, I was really mad because of the situation. Well, not the situation, but something that happened in that situation that just, but now it doesn't matter because, yeah, my phone was smashed. My phone was smashed, but now it doesn't matter because that phone was robbed anyway. Like, literally, a crackhead took it. So, fucking, basically, from there was the welcoming committee, this. So I just skipped booking completely, just went straight into the cell. And then that was that. But then I slowly learned that I'd be there for 3 days. Now, bearing in mind, in England it's only 24 hours, and I have been used to this whole justice system in the Netherlands where they keep you for 3 days, and like, yeah, I'm expecting it. But on this particular occasion, like I said, I was pissed about my phone, and amongst other things, and like, yeah, like, So, in the end, I was just in the police station for 3 days. That's the long and short of it is. I went to court, I saw the police judge. Now, in the Netherlands, yeah, you have, like, 2 different layers of, like, justice systems. So you have the police system, so the police can charge you and prosecute you and deal with you the same as the Rechtbank can. Rechtbank is, like, what we call criminal court. Like, that's the same thing, they just call it Rechtbank. That's what it means in Dutch. So, like, I was at the police level. I mean, I did go to Rechtbank in the end, but like at the moment I'm at the police level, and basically like, I saw the judge. Yeah, I saw the judge and explained what had happened. This, and then she said, right, okay. So bearing in mind, she has the power to sentence me there and then. Like, she can give you your sentence there and then. She doesn't have to make it go on forever. Like, she can just tell you there and then. Like, that's the advantage of everything being dealt with by the police. Like, yeah, they just deal with it. Everything is just done and just sorted and just organised straight away. Like, but anyway, basically, she puts me on remand. She doesn't give me bail. She puts me on remand purely because my fucking address as well. Like, I don't have an address. There's many reasons. I don't have an address. I was rude to her. Like, I thought the whole thing was bullshit anyway. So I was just saying it was bullshit and I didn't agree. Blah blah blah. And yeah, she was like, oh, your attitude, this, la la la. Which is fair enough. Like, I look back on it and it was absolutely fine. Like, yeah, it's fine. It's fair enough. Like, it's completely fair. But in the moment, I just really couldn't be fucked. Like, I couldn't be fucked to listen to all the bullshit that she was just constantly. Anyway, so from there, I go to prison. Now, bearing in mind, well, jail, but the jail and the prison is in the same building. You get the same stuff, everything. You mix with the same people, like, but just some have like different times and some have different like schedules. They have their door open longer. In other times they don't. Like, but actually that's a myth because sometimes you go to prison and you'll think, oh yeah, the door's open all day, and people say, oh, the door is open all day. This. It's not. Like, it's not. Like, do not be fooled by thinking, oh yeah, when I get transferred, I get my sentence, my door's gonna be open 24/7. Blah blah blah. No, that's a myth. Like, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. There are certain pods there, like certain wings. I mean, like where they have like what do you call it? They'll have extra time. They'll have extra time outside. But otherwise, yeah, like no. So anyway, in the police station, I was screwing. Like literally, I was screwing so bad because it was just so shit. Like it was just so shit. Like I really, really wanted weed. Like I really wanted weed. Like so badly. I was doing literally everything I could, like every trick in the book to try and get someone to just bring me a joint, and it just wasn't happening. There was 2 cigarettes a day, which wasn't doing anything because like the food was shit, like everything was just shit. So the cigarettes were just making me feel sick. So I didn't even want them, and it was just like, oh, I know I'm moaning, boo hoo, boo hoo, but this is just what happened. Like this is just how I felt at the time. Like literally. But yeah, anyway. It wasn't even that bad, but in the moment it is that bad. Like I say, jail is jail, and that is the end of it. Like when you come out of all of this, because like it's still jail, like it's still prison, like it's still fucking yeah. But anyway, the point is, I got transferred, right? When I got transferred, it was like the afternoon, maybe like 5 or 6 o'clock. So by the time I got to the prison, like it was everything was closed, like everything was closed. So when I went in, yeah, my first experience, yeah, of this prison was like raw. Like where am I going? Like, because I was in the phlegm box, yeah. Now I call it the phlegm box because like it's what they it's a transport vehicle. It's a transport bus. Like it's all it is. It's a minivan, a white minivan with blacked out windows. You can see out, but they can't see in. That's all it is. But basically, like, um, people, yeah, they'll be literally sniffing up every single last drop of phlegm. I know I spit a lot, but every single last drop, and they'll just like just spit it all over the walls. Like, bearing in mind you're in a tiny box, like a tiny box, like it's like a cage, like it's not comfortable. I mean, it's semi-comfortable because it's the Netherlands, everything's comfortable there. But like, yeah, it's a tiny box with like these plastic chairs, and like you've got a bit of leg room, and then it dips down, so you've got a bit of more leg room. But yeah, and it's just like all these awkward angles, and it's just like your feet and like your knees are just like nearly touching all these little spots of just green and fucking brown phlegm, mate. Oh, it's so grim. Especially if you've got to ride like an hour, 2 hours. Oh, imagine that. I only had, longest ride I had in it was like 40 minutes, which is nothing because like I say, if you commit your crime on the other side of town, and you got to ride 2 hours back, 2 hours there to court, 2 hours back, mate. That's 4 hours in the phlegm box. You imagine how many people have gone in there in 4 hours while you've been in your case. How many times it's gone backwards and forwards to the court? Fuck. Like, literally. Anyway, that is literally the worst part. Like, that is the worst part. Because, like, yeah, my lawyer was saying, oh, you're going to be going somewhere better. There'll be facilities. You'll have this. You'll have that. You'll be able to do this. You'll be able to do that. And I was like, no, that's a myth. Like, I didn't believe her at all. Like, and everyone was saying to me, like, what's going on, da da da. And I was like, meh, 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 meh. And you know, you don't divulge too much, mate. You don't divulge too much because sometimes people will put a plant in there. Like, I always get suspicious. Like, I always get, I don't know, maybe it's just paranoid, but I just think like the police will purposely put someone in there to talk to you, and then yeah, you just be like all friendly with them, and then like yeah, people are just fucking snakes nowadays anyway. So, but yeah, anyway, the point is, fucking, I went there, and I was like, okay, this is alright. Like, I was a little bit like freaked out. Like I was very chilled, but then it's just like it was like the calm before the storm because I was too calm. Like I was just pissed off about the whole judge situation, but then when I was actually going there, I wasn't actually like upset or like angry or scared or anything like that. I was just like I don't know. I was kind of like booped out. Like I was freaked out. Like it was like a really surreal feeling because I was like, this is the calm before the storm. Because when I went in there, everything was just nice and like it was all quiet and just like it was really weird. So I was just like, what the fuck's going on? Like I just didn't know what was going on. I was expecting like so much noise and just like yeah, just aggravation and just like drama. Like as soon as I literally stepped through the door, like it just wasn't like that. So like I went into the intake Now the first thing you've got to do is you go through security. So like security is like where you get your last of your property. Like you like get any numbers out of your phone that you want to call. Like I didn't have anyone to call, so I didn't need any numbers. But like yeah, you get your numbers out of your phone, and then you check all of your property before you go in. Like you bring your own stuff into the prison. Like you just check it all yourself to make sure everything's there. Then it goes into the prison system, and then obviously it goes away for like 3 days, and then they bring it back to you once they've done whatever they do with it. Like fucking check it, bug it, fucking do whatever. But yeah, so then you go off into another side room, and then they fucking strip search you, metal detectors, squat, cough, squat, cough. Then they check under your armpits, check under your tongue, check down your throat, checking your ears, checking your hair. Yeah, check underneath your feet, literally both of the palms of your hands. And yeah, that's about it. Then from there, you go through. Obviously, you get changed. Then you go through another bit where there's a computer that they take your picture for your ID card. You get like a credit card, not really a credit card, but it's more like a room key card, like a just like a data card basically, with your face on it, and that allows you to access like certain doors to like buzz to let them know you want to go through. And also it's your ID. Also it powers all the electricity in your cell as well. So your TV, your kettle, your fridge, your microwave. But anyway, I'll get onto that. So like, yes, I did just say all of that. But basically, you go through, and then they're asking you all these questions. Yeah, so they was like to me, oh, so what do you eat? Do you want rice or potatoes? I was like, potatoes. And I was like, okay, potatoes. And I was like, what else do you want? Do you want some fruit, or do you want some yogurt, or what flavour do you want? And I was like, what? And I was like, strawberry and fruit. I'll have like a banana or apple. And I was like, okay, banana, apples. I was like, do you smoke? I was like, yeah. I was like, do you want tobacco? I was like, yeah. I was like, strong or light? I was like, light. I was like, okay, yep, light tobacco. Do you want Rizzlers? I was like, yeah. I was like, which ones do you want? Do you want blues? Do you want reds or do you want greens? I was like, blues. I was like, okay, blues. Like literally, I'm being serious. Like they wrote all of this down, and like then I was just given this massive sack of all the stuff that I had ordered, and that I told them that I'd wanted in a massive yellow bag, and then they took me to my cell. Now that was my first impression. Like it was just so calm. It was so nice. They were making jokes. Like they were being friendly. Like there was really like personable. Like there was a lot of like empathy. Like there was no judgment. Like it was just simple. Like it's just organized and simple and nice. Like literally, it was just nice. Now let me move forward. Now when I went into the cell, I went onto the wing and I was like, whoa, fuck. Because bearing in mind, you go through so many doors. Like, literally, okay, now this is another thing that I want to point out. Slowly, I'm going to get to the point, but I just want to tell you what actually happened because I haven't spoken about this yet. So, I went through the doors and basically you got one door that's locked, yeah? It's just like a normal front door, like just a push door, but you've got to scan your card and then it opens. But then you've got a massive hallway and it's got all paintings, like inspirational like quotes and shit. Then on the left side of the hallway is just like a massive long window, and you can just see out like out of the window, and all the sunlight is coming through the window. Then you go down the corridor. This door is now open, so you can just turn the handle and open it yourself. Then you go through another door, you turn the handle, you open it yourself. Then you go through another door and you turn the handle and you open it yourself. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because, like, it's not like in some prisons, like, especially in England, like, where you go through a door, they lock it behind you. They go through another door, they lock that behind you. They go through another door, they lock that. Like, your mind, like, even though you're in prison, like, mentally, there's small things they do to make you feel like you're not in prison and that you're just like walking about like at home basically. Like it's done like specially designed to make your mind feel good. Like the prison is just very like forward thinking. Like it's very forward thinking like, in terms of like I said that twice, but like in terms of like how they have thought about things, and like the way they implement like rules and like the structure is just like it's practical. It's not done to make you feel bad or make you feel shit or even worse than you already do. Like it's designed to like lift you up, and like yeah, we have the rules, but also like you know you work hard, you play hard. Like there's many like different treats and options that are available to you, Like, do you know what I mean? In fact, the whole prison, like everyone, available to everyone. And then yeah. So anyway, let me get to my cell. Sorry, I went a bit off topic, but I went into my cell. And just before I got, bearing in mind, it's all quiet. There's no one about. Like, all the doors are locked. So I went into the cell, and then I saw on a little board there, like that my friend was in ISO. My cellmate was in ISO, and like I was like, okay, fine, this is a bit weird. Like I was like, I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know what to make of it. Like, should I be worried? Like the person I was supposed to be sharing a cell with is now in isolation. Like it's like welcome to prison. So I just like took it completely the wrong way, and he was like, oh well, like the guard, he was just like, oh well, like I don't know when he'll be back, so you have the cell to yourself. Okay, bye. And that was that. But he was nice about it. Like they're really nice. Like they're super super chilled. Like I call them guards because they're guards, but I mainly say staff. Like you'll hear me call them staff as well because like they deserve that staff. Like literally they are staff. Like they're very good at their job. Like they're trained and they're professional at what they do. Like they're not just put into a uniform and then given keys and then expected to like fucking run a prison. Like they know what they're doing. Like they know their shit. Like there's no reason for you to mug them off. Like okay, when I went into the cell, from there, it was just like I was like raw. Like it was so nice. Like it was neat. It was tidy. I mean, it was a little bit dirty because obviously the cellmate was in isolation, so it had gotten a bit dusty. So it needed a bit of upkeep, but I was fine, mate. I had a microwave, I had a fridge, I had a kettle, I had two cupboards, I had a desk and a chair. Then I had a shower, my own shower inside the cell, and I had a toilet, an actual toilet which flushed whenever you wanted it to flush because the ones at the police station, you can only flush them every 60 seconds, which is really annoying sometimes. So yeah, a toilet that flushed all the time and an actual sink, like a bathroom sink with like taps, obviously, like normal taps, and a mirror as well. So yeah, it was just like, oh, it was so good. So like first thing I did, like literally I just dropped all my stuff down. I didn't even put anything in the fridge. I just dropped all my stuff down and just got in the shower and I just stood there for an hour like, ah, like literally it was so good, like a hot shower. Because I hadn't showered in like 5 days. Like literally it was just like, oh, it was so good. Like it was so so good. Like wow. And I did have the opportunity to shower at the police station, but the showers was like so cold, and I was so tired, and I was just feeling icky and just shitty, and just oh couldn't be fucked. So I just went everywhere stinking, and then when I got to prison, I could finally shower, and I was just like yes, like literally yes. It was so good. And also, I was also thinking in the back of my mind that it would be a communal shower, so I was kind of like, oh, fuck the showers. Like, literally, but then I was like, I have to shower, like literally I have to shower. So I was just getting myself prepared with like fucking swimming trunks or some shit. Like literally I was. I'm an amateur, mate. I'm not gonna pretend I know the ways of prison. Like literally, I'm just sharing my experience as I saw it when I experienced it. But otherwise, I had no idea. Like I had no clue. Like you can watch documentaries or a film or some shit, but it's not the same. Like it's nowhere near the same. Like when you're actually locked up with criminals, like it's completely different to sitting on your sofa and watching a documentary on Nat Geo about it. Like completely different. Like completely different. So yeah, basically, I went in my cell. I sat down. I finished my shower. Unloaded everything. So basically, the items that I got given when I'm in prison. So I've even got my notes written down. The items you get, okay? So when I went in first time, this is what I got. So the food, you get a black box, but because I was new, I got two. Now the black box, if you've been to jail, then you know black box already. But if you haven't, it's just basically a ready meal. Like it's just a black box, fucking divided up with fucking different portions of food in it, and it's just like, yeah, some of them are alright, and some of them are fucking nasty, and some of them you won't even look at, you won't even touch it. Like you'll go on a hunger strike, you won't even touch it. But most of the time, if you're hungry, you're hungry. So there's good ones and there's bad ones, and you can kind of differentiate between the two. However, most people just refuse to eat black box and they just ordered from the kiosk. Now the kiosk, the shop that they used for the kiosk was Spar, so yeah, you could just get your stuff from Spar, you take it to the kitchen, then you cook it up yourself. Like you have an hour to cook your food. So yeah, that's what people were doing. For me personally, I only done it a few times because my cellies done it, and then obviously they shared their food with me, but I didn't have any money, so I didn't buy food. So I was just relying on Black Box. But then at the same time, I wasn't relying on Black Box because I went on a strike and I refused to eat Black Box. In fact, while we're on the topic of the food, let me see. Where is it? This is the list. Here it is. This is the list I gave them of what food I want. So, salami, Gouda cheese, white bread, 2 loaves, 3 packs of Gouda, 3 packs of salami, 4 oranges, 2 bananas, 1 apple, and 3 yogurts. That was my demands, mate. That was my demands. And now look, this piece of paper seems like nothing. Like, it really seems like nothing. But, mate, in prison, this was my fucking 10 commandments. Like, I sang this tune every fucking day of the week. Right, I cannot criticise anything about the prison. I really can't, apart from the people. The company's real shit sometimes. But otherwise, I can't criticise anything about the prison. Only thing I can criticise is the fucking food. Like, literally. And that's in all fucking institutions. But, like, literally, for me, personally, the food, mate. Like, the fucking food. Like, oh, yeah, get money, then you buy off shop. But I didn't fucking have no money. Me, personally, yeah, I've got ADHD, right? If you're giving me shit food, obviously my behaviour is going to be bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be bad. Whereas if you're giving me some fruit, some sandwiches, do you know what I mean? A yogurt and some water, I'm happy, I'm chilled. I didn't want a fucking black box. This was, oh mate, I used to sing this song every fucking day. I'd get on the landing and I'd be ranting about fucking black boxes, mate. Don't fucking give those fucking black boxes anymore. You just give 5 pieces of fruit. I'd much rather you give me 5 pieces of fruit instead of a black box, and I'll just fucking save 5 pieces of fruit throughout the day. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. Like, I really didn't care. Like, some people would kick off about it. Oh, I'm getting less. I've only got fruit now. I don't give a fuck, mate. Just give me fruit. I'd eat 5 oranges for that one day. Like, I don't care instead of anything else. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, man. I got really worked up. I got really worked up about it. I know this is it shows how luxury the prison was. That this was my problem. I didn't get fruit. Like, that is my problem. Like, they weren't giving me. I mean, they gave me fruit. They gave me 2 pieces of fruit, but it wasn't enough because they should have given me more in the replacement of the black box. But they just wouldn't. They say, oh, you need a special diet. You need to go see the doctors. They need to weigh you, and then they can put in a special request say that you need to go on a diet. But if you're healthy, then there's no reason for you to go on a diet and lose weight. It's like, fuck off, just give me fruit. I don't want to eat this shitty food. Like, literally, oh my god, like, I got so angry. Shout out to the legend, though. Like, if you end up seeing this, Ralph, the legend, like, literally. But, like, there was this one guy, the legend, and you'll see why I called him the legend. And because, like, he was literally the sweetest staff member, like, the sweetest staff member. And the reason why is because I went to him one day. I was on the yard and I went to him. I said, look, I've got a problem. This is a serious problem. I need to talk to you about something. And he was like, what? Bro, I'm not gay. And I was like, no, not like that. Not like that. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, he was like, okay, what is it? What's wrong, man? What's wrong? I said, basically, this is a serious problem. Please, don't just ignore it. Basically, yeah, there's a fruit situation, right? And like, I'm not getting enough fruit. Like, every day you'll give me black box, but you won't give me fruit. And he's like, yeah, man, you need to ask the cleaners. The cleaners will be able to give you extra. It's like, no, they won't give me extra because they're already sorting it out with their friends. They got certain people on the wing who they'll give it to. I stand on the land and I watch them. They only give it to their friends. They only give it to the people that they like. They give all the nice fruit, all the nice food, everything. And then what's left over goes out to the rest of the prison, mate. I see them do it. Those cleaners, they're not trustworthy to do the food, mate. They need to be changed. Anyway, I'm not even there anymore, so why does it matter? Like, literally, fuck. So, like, but this is the thing, like, in prison, this is a big deal, because it's like, Why are you not fucking spreading everything out evenly? There's more than enough food, and it just really aggravates. There's no fruit. Where the fuck are they getting all this food from? Because obviously it's being stored somewhere in the prison. Like, it doesn't get delivered every day. They store it in the prison somewhere, and then they go and get it. So there's no telling me that you can't just go and get me fucking 3 oranges. Like, it's not that you act like I'm asking for a fucking iPad. Like, literally. Anyway, sorry, I completely lost my trail of thought. Oh mate, I haven't had this memory before, like literally. Now I'm thinking about it, and it's just got these fucking pieces of paper, and I was so fucking vexed. What do they give us in prison? Anyway, yes, you get a black box, like literally. That's the fucking how much black box time takes up. Anyway, you get black box, you get a loaf of bread every 2 days, you get cheese, 2 packs of cheese, 2 packs of ham, and you get butter every 4 days. You get tea, coffee, sugar, proper tea, shit coffee though, but proper tea, English tea, and then you get sugar, you get sprinkles as light sweets, and then you get chocolate, which is also sprinkles, but you can just neck it as chocolate, or you can just put it in a fucking cup, bit of milk, microwave, bosh, hot chocolate. And then you get 1 fruit and 1 yogurt. That is what they give you as standard. Like literally, that's what they give you as standard. And then, so that's what I was given when I entered the prison. But that's a weekly thing. That's what happens every week. They give you, every day. Sorry, that's the daily food. But obviously, the bread is every 2 days, and the butter is every 4 days. You get a massive pack of normal butter, like whatever butter you like, Clover or whatever brand name butter. It's like a brand name in the Netherlands, so they sell it in the supermarket. But yeah, anyway, the next thing is also oh, okay, this is the thing, another thing that I noticed. There was another thing that I'd heard about, yeah, only through prison documentaries and watching some YouTube and TV. But it was a term called block hopping, right? And basically it was described as that you'd report a problem into the guard, and then you get yourself moved off of that wing onto another wing where you can have more access to better facilities, whether your friends are there, whether it's better yard time or whatever. And I done this exact same thing. I had maybe 7 days left to serve, right? And that last 7 days was a killer because, like, if you say you got like 2 months, 3 months, it's like fuck, I got 2 months or 3 months. Then you forget about it. You kind of let the time go by. But when you're getting to that last week, like that last days, minutes, hours, like it just for me it was worse than when I actually started at the police station. Like it was way worse, like because it's just like, oh, I'm nearly there and these cunts are gonna make me blow, like literally. And it's just like, oh fuck, I literally, I thought I was gonna blow, just go crazy, man. Anyway, the thing what done it was, there was my next door neighbour. He was a fucking knobhead. His cellmate was a fucking knobhead. Then the cleaner was a fucking knobhead, because he was just fucking just angry all the time. Like literally, I mean, he was angry because I fucking robbed up his store. But yeah, never mind. It's for everyone to take. Like this is the thing. That's what I'm gonna explain to you. Anyway, I had the beef, like literally, and then there was this guy, and then he was fucking. Okay, fine, I'll admit it. There was this guy in the yard, yeah, and he hit me in the chest, right? And it was a joke, but I didn't find it funny. And obviously this is prison, so therefore you're supposed to react. But then this is a Netherlands prison, so not really. You could do that and get away with it, and no one's really gonna be like make a massive deal out of it. But at the same time, it is still prison, so they could be like, why didn't he do something about it? So anyway, I go back to my cell and I'm like really pissed and I'm pacing up and down. And my cellmate was like, well, you should have done something about it there and then. There's no use pacing up and down in your cell, being mad about it. Like, if you didn't find it was a joke, you should have told him, look, I didn't find that funny as a joke. You shouldn't have let it go. But me being me, I was like, no, it's fine, like, I'm okay, blah, blah, and I thought I could deal with it. Turns out I couldn't. I just fucking fuming, which is even worse because I've got to wait 24 hours till the fucking door open, and I'm just standing by that door, waiting for it to fucking open, mate, all night long. I was up until like 4 in the morning, like, literally, like, just waiting by that door, fucking, oh, mate, I was so mad, like, I was so mad. But anyway, I was getting ready to do all this mad shit, and then I was like, you know what, no. Like, it's not the fact that I'm better than anyone, it's just the fact of why am I getting myself into a mentality where I'm trying to prove myself to dog shit of society, like literally. because that's what people are in prison. Like I'm not better than anyone, but there is a lot of dog shit people in prison. Like, it's prison. That's where dog shit people go. Like, you think you know dog shit people, but there's a lot of dog shit people in prison. Like, oh fuck. Anyway, the long and short of it is, I said to myself, fuck it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna check myself into isolation. I kept my mouth shut the whole time. I had 3 days in my cell, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing. I'd take my food, I'd go. Like, literally, if it was a black box I didn't like, I'd leave it outside, I'd close the cell door behind me, and I'd lock it up. So, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just stayed myself for 3 days, and then I got to the point where I was like, okay, this is okay, but I'm gonna move. Like, literally, I'm gonna move. I want a bit more freedom. I want a bit more, wandering about. And I want to be able to go out in the yard again. I mean, I was always going out in the yard. It was only 3 days I was in my cell for, because I just couldn't be bothered. Like, I really couldn't be bothered. Mentally, I thought it was better for me to just stay in my cell and not snap and not have no one say any shit to me. Because in prison, people purposely say things. If you're in a positive mood and you're really happy and bubbly, excuse me, sorry. If you're really happy and bubbly, people will always say shit to you just to like piss you off and to see how you react. Everything is just a test. Like, they just talk shit to you, and it's just a test. They don't mean what they're saying. It's just a test. They just want to see how you're reacting and see what you're gonna do. And it's just always everything is. Oh mate, they're like children. They're like school children. They're like children, like toddler children. But they're supposed to be grown men, and they're so uber and, oh, look at me, I'm muscle, I can do 200 push-ups. But it's like, you're a fucking imbecile in your brain, like, literally. Anyway, I went over to Weiso. I was only there for about 3 hours, so it wasn't that deep. It really wasn't that deep. Isolation is simply a concrete box, no windows, no view, just a PE mat on the floor, and that's it. Like, yeah, no phone, no TV, no nothing, no bed, no mattress, no pillow, no nothing. Just you and a plastic mat. Yeah. Oh, and a toilet. There is a toilet in there, but it's a metal toilet, so it's a bit shitty. And it doesn't flush properly. So, yeah. But even isolation isn't that bad. But isolation is more a sensory thing than a fucking comfort and luxury thing. It's your senses that get fucked up. Like, even if you're in a fucking plush building, like, if you're in a fucking concrete box with nothing inside it, it's gonna fuck you up if you're there for any length of time. So 3 hours is nothing. Bearing in mind, people spend like months or years even in those boxes, like, literally. So yeah, 3 hours is not a long time at all. So anyway, I went there, and then the director comes down to speak to me, because that's what he does. He just if someone new comes to isolation, they'll speak to the director. The director comes, he explains the situation. He says, okay, well, because it's voluntary, we're not going to keep you in isolation. If you want to move, then you can move. I was like, okay, I'm happy to go to another wing if that's available, which it was. I moved on to East, mate. Oh my days, I moved on to East. Like, now, bearing in mind, I'd visited East maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks before, because basically, like, oh mate, I'd visited there because I went to get some clothes, right? And like, there's a store where you can get clothes, and then there's like the library, which is next door, and then there's visitation. He was coming out of the store at the same time as I was going in, and he was like, "Oh, I'll come back to mine. I've got some spare T-shirts that I can give you," and also, I was talking to him about the food situation. He was like, "Also, I've got some yogurts." So I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm on East." I was like, "Okay, sweet." So we went back. Like, literally, and normally, like, I shouldn't really admit this, but normally, like, you're supposed to go through it and you're supposed to show your card and they'll buzz you through. But they just like just open the door. We didn't have to tap our cards. Otherwise, if I had to tap my card, it would have registered that I'm not supposed to be in that area. But yeah, they just let us through the doors, and then obviously all the rest of the doors throughout the prison are open, so you just walk through them like yourself. There's no one escorting you. You just go through the door. Like, there's no one following you around. You just do your shit and that's it. So like, well, they got cameras obviously. There's fucking cameras everywhere. But yeah, anyway, I went on the East, bruv. Like, literally, my eyes were on stalks. It was like that scene from Oliver. You know that scene from Oliver when all the adults are eating on that big long table, and then there's loads of food on the table, and then the kids are just peering in. It was like that, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, there was just mountains of food on the table, like, mountains of food here, mountains of food there, mountains of food here, mountains of food. I was just like, what? Like, how have you lot got so much food? We're on West and you're just like fucking suffering, like, literally, we're suffering, like, and they've just got mountains of, they got fruit, they got like, I don't know, 50 oranges, like 20 apples, like they've got so much fruit just in a massive, massive basket. Like they've got black box stacked up high like this, one, maybe five stacks, five stacks, five stacks, like literally just on every table, like literally throughout that whole wing, like just all on East was just fucking filled with food. They got bread, like literally massive like stacks of bread. It's like, how are you getting all this food? Anyway, I come back with these t-shirts, and then he just gave me a load of yogurts and then just stuffed a load of yogurts in my bag. My bag was full to the brim with like t-shirts, yogurts, fruit. I got oranges, everything. Like literally, I just walked out with a massive smile on my face, and then I walked through, and then I buzzed through again, and then they didn't notice. They was like, where are you going? Because obviously I was walking about for so long, because obviously I'd been to library, I'd been to my visit, I've then been to the fucking shop, the store I mean, to get clothes, and then like I'm now coming back, going on the East, coming back with another bag. It's like, what are you doing? See, I was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to West, I'm going to West, I got lost, I'm sorry, I'm new. And they was like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. So I went through on West, and then again I walked up on the landing, everyone was looking at me thinking, raw, how did he get all that many clothes? And then even the guard, she was like, oh, why did they give you so many? Why did they give you so many t-shirts? I was like, oh no, someone just helped me out as well, like, it's all cool. She was like, oh, okay. So I went in myself and I was like, ah, and then she just unstacking all these yogurts, mate. I was so gassed, like, yogurts, fruit, everything. Like, literally I had everything. My fridge was just stocked, like, literally stocked. Like, literally that lasted me 2 days. Like, literally, I know it's only 2 days, but still, like, perfect, like literally pucker. So, what else do you get in prison? Like literally, what else do you get in prison? So, this is what you get. You get one of these bags. Oh, this is the tobacco they give you as well. This is the pouch, but it's empty, as you can see. But yeah, this is the pouch. It's kind of like drum, but it's not as bad as you think. Like literally, it's not as bad as you think. Okay, one razor. Yes, they give you a razor. And no, it's not used to stab anyone. Like, there is minimal violence in the prisons. They give you a metal knife, a metal fork, a metal spoon, a glass cup, and an actual plate. Like, literally, there's no fucking, oh, let me stab someone, let me fucking melt a fucking bit of toothbrush and fuck. No, that doesn't exist there. Like, there's no reason to do that. Like I say, everything is designed for your mind, so it's comfortable. It's like being at home, but it's not. You're at prison, but like everything is comfortable. It's designed specially like that, like to better your mind. Like, so there's no reason for you just suddenly start stabbing and you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't, like, everything is given to you, and coffee as well. Tea, coffee, sugar, salt, pepper. These are all things that are given to you for free on a weekly basis by the prison. So that, and it's lots of it. It's massive packs of it, like the standard packs that you put in your fridge for yourself when you're cooking. So there's no reason for you to go around saying, oh bruv, I'll give you 3 packets of coffee if you do this, or if you give me that. Like, there's trading for tobacco and shit, but there's no, it doesn't really work because you get everything anyway. Like, you've got, like, you can't, like, if you to have like I had a massive bag of coffee like this because I didn't drink it because I told you it's disgusting. I was a tea man, like literally keeping it British, mate. But yeah, I had a fucking massive stack like this, yeah, of tea. And like, it wasn't worth anything. Like, if I was to take it to an English prison, I'm sure it would be worth something. But it just wasn't worth anything. So, you have one razor. Shower gel. These shower gels. Shampoo and hair. And these soaps. Now, I hate these soaps because, let me open one up for you. The reason I hate them, they don't smell too bad. But the reason I hate them is because they make your skin super dry, and they're just not that. It's not all that. Like, it's just not all that. But yeah, this is the soap you get, and then as I say, it comes in a little packet like this. And then right, so this is where was the benefits, the pros and cons of being on East and West. Right, when I was on West, the key was locked. It was by that cleaner, and I told you the cleaner was a knobhead. So therefore, you know, like, fuck. Anyway, when I went on East, the cupboard was open. You could take as much as you want. Like, I'd already got this from West, so I didn't really need it. Plus, they changed the shower gel to this one, and my favourite was this one here. But yeah, so Like when I went on from west to east, like it was just so much more free. You can get razors, you can get the shampoo, you can get the soap, you can get the toothbrush, you can get the toothpaste, you can get everything you want. You can get sponges, you can get squeegees, you can get extra mop heads, you know what I mean? You can get vacuum bags. Everything is all just readily available for you. Whereas on west, everything you got to ask for, go through this one, go to that one, go to this one. And it was just so shit and annoying. Like I hated it. I really hated it. Just make sure we're still rolling, which we are. But yeah, I really hated it. So yeah, anyway, you get one of these, a prison issue comb. This is a prison issue toothbrush. A bit like the one you get on the aeroplane, really, not much different. And this is the prison issue toothpaste. This one here. Tricare toothpaste. Fluoride, although I've heard bad things about fluoride, so yeah. And also you get a pair of nail trimmers, like so. And as I said, there's the two types of shower gel. There's this one, and then there's this one. And then also there's one like this, but it's blue and it's shaving foam. Yeah, it's shaving gel. Yeah. And that is it. That is it for the goodies. But I keep these because they're little sachets, so they're easy. You get a good wash out of them. I normally use 2 per wash. But when I was in prison, I was literally just going through them like nobody's business. So that's why he got pissed off with me. And then one day I snapped at the guy next door because he was fucking keep hassling me for shit. So I was just like, look, just stop. Like, I'd had enough. Like, literally, I'd had enough. And then fucking, I'd had beef with the fucking, his other cellmate. So I was just like, literally, I just went out and I just started fucking screaming out on the landing. I literally just started fucking mad, man. Like, so ever since that, everyone's respect just went downhill. But then I was like, at the same time, like I said, why would I need their respect? Like, yeah, we've got to live together, but at the same time, like, do you know what I mean? Oh, and a razor, but this one was mine, but they allowed me to bring it into the prison, so it was handy to have an electric razor, because it meant like a zoom. So yeah, not that much zooming was going on. My cellmate cut my hair once, and that was it. That was the only time. That was the only thing they didn't provide us with, actually, is a barber. So, oh yes, you also get flip-flops, but I didn't bring any out, but they're just basically the fucking round flip-flops, the foam ones. Yeah, that's also you get. Um, and then I've gone over everything that we get in the cell. Oh, you get TV as well in your cell. The flat screen TV, it's attached to the wall, you can't move it off. And then you get a pillow. Oh yeah, you get pillow and mattress, but the pillows, the mattresses and pillows are changed every 4 weeks. Yeah, they're changed every 4 weeks, and then the blankets are changed every 8 weeks. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. You get 2 chairs, 2 desks. You get tea towels, 4 towels, and 3 bed sheets, and 2 blankets, which are really nice blankets actually. They're really thick and really wide, so I prefer the heavy blankets because it helps me sleep. So yeah. What else? That is it. That is it. But yeah, that was what you get in prison. Like, that is what they give you without having to buy anything. Oh, and you have one of these. It's called a reckoning card. And then there's an app that they use called MyTelio, which is how you transfer money into the prison. So that basically you download it on your phone, and then you can transfer using the prison number. And then you put the prison number in, and then obviously it goes onto their account in the phone in their cell. Oh yeah, you get a telephone in your cell as well. That's the only thing I didn't mention. So you don't have to think, oh, I've got to queue up for the phone, I've only got 15 minutes. You can literally just sit on the phone all day and chat if you wanted to. Like, all day and all night. The phones, sometimes they close at like 2, and then but they reopen again at like 5, so it's not that much time, like, off the phone. Like, literally. It's pretty chilled, like, it's pretty chilled. As far as prisons go, it's the best prison to go to. Also, when you have visitation, or you move about the prison, you get these slips. See, this is where I was. I was at the Zaanstad Justice Complex, which is just north of Zaandam. It's like the border town of Amsterdam. It's like the last town in the north of Amsterdam. So you get one of these and they'll scrub your name off right over it. And he was just trying to have a little laugh, so he put a little smiley face on there. And again, they scrub your name off so you can't reuse it. And they do a little wriggle. But yeah, these slips allow you to move around the prison. So whenever you're going to go somewhere, whether it be gym, whether it be bibliothèque, whether it be lukte, fresh air, library, yeah, sports, anything, anything like visitation, anything, yeah, you show this, and that allows you to like move around the prison. And also you have a lanyard, but they take that off you because obviously it's a hologram, like a scan card for the prison, so you can't really get released with that. But yeah, everything else they allow you to be released with. They don't search you when you get released either. Like they don't check to see what you're leaving without, like what you're taking out of the prison. Like they see what you're bringing in, but they don't see what you're taking out. Like it's really weird. Like you'd think that they'd search you both times, but they don't. So yeah. Then at night they would come round with the dogs, like at maybe like 2 in the morning. They would come around with the dogs, and the dogs would just run around on the landing and just sniff everyone's dorms out. They busted so many people. Like there was one point where everything just went dry because like 4 people got busted in one night. Like they all just got taken out. But to be fair, the guards would actually, they would actively recruit people to inform on everyone else. So they would say, "Oh, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll put money on your card, da 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 da," and then they'll be like, "Yeah, it's him, it's him, it's him." So everyone's saying, "Oh, do business, do business. Why don't you do business? Well, you got no money, you should do business." Like, no, I'm not doing business because you tell me to do business, and then tomorrow you tell the guards I'm doing business. Like, literally, no, I'm stupid. Like, literally, they always want to see you in a worse position than they are. Trust me. They never want to see you succeed. They just to tell you bad ideas, and then you'll get caught, and then they'll be the ones to rat you out. Like, literally, I'm serious. Like, I'm not just being fucking. I'm not trying to just be like, oh, negative and shit. Like, this is how they are. They're just fucking savage, mate. And I'm just a nice guy. Like I try and be a nice person, but sometimes people take advantage of that niceness. They think, oh, he's weak. This. We can do whatever we want, but you know what I mean? That's why I didn't want to stay there too long. I wouldn't be going back there in a hurry. Like literally, I wouldn't be going back there in a hurry because like people's attitudes and mentality, like they never want to see you succeed, man. Like literally, and everything is just like a show of strength. Like I say, there's not much violence that goes on in the prison. The only time when the violence would happen is if you steal something from someone's cell, or if you used to like be physical with them, or like yeah, something bad, like literally something really bad. Like you wouldn't just pop off for no reason. Like it doesn't just start fighting. Like you wouldn't just bump into someone and then they start fighting you. Like no, that wouldn't happen. It has to be something like actual serious. Like I like the tolerance and harmony on the yard as well. Like it was so surreal, like being on the yard, yeah, and just everyone just getting along, like all the different colours, all the different races, like everything. Like the blacks would talk to the whites would talk to the Arabs would talk to the Mexicans, like everything, like everything is just mixed. Anyway, I'm gonna roll this soup. There may be a part two. If you want a part two, let me know. Maybe a few other things that I may have missed and I can touch up on. But yeah, that's the overall experience. Like it was very good. Like I enjoyed myself, but like I won't be going back there in a hurry, as I said, because like yeah, it's a waste of time. Like prison is a waste of time. Like I don't know. It's not really because like I don't know. I haven't fucking seen any change on the outside. Like, but yeah, even still, it's nice to just go out your front door, just breathe in fresh air rather than just stay there because you're constantly in a box. Like, ugh, like literally you'll be in bulletproof glass, and you see like the sunlight, yeah, but you're not getting that fresh air. You're not smelling that freshly cut grass. Like, you're not smelling anything. Like, you're just inside like all the time, and it's just like, oh. But literally, it gets a bit stuffy after a while. And like they regulate the temperature, so like when it's hot, it was like 28, 29 degrees when I was in the Netherlands. So like they regulate the temperature and they have really good air conditioning. So you'll go out on the yard and it'll be baking hot, but you'd never even know because obviously you've been inside and everything's regulated. The air is just like normal temperature. Like it feels kind of cold even. Like, and then you go outside and you're like, fuck me, it's a nice day today. Like you have no idea. So yeah, it's just the small things, mate. It's the small things. And fucking junkies, mate. There's nothing worse than a junkie being weaned off his drugs or going cold turkey and then all night he's just fucking banging on the door. Bearing in mind it's just a metal door and it just rattles and it's just like boom, 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 boom. I literally, I fucking hated that. I literally, ah, boom, 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 boom. And then it would stop and you'd be like, oh, thank fuck, I can get some sleep. Boom, 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 boom. And it would just continue, and this would go on all night long until eventually the guards would come and fucking give him whatever, or the doctor even. Like they had a doctor on call, but at night everyone goes home, so I'd have to call them into the prison. And normally the response time is like 40 minutes, which is not too bad because like I say, everything is organised. If they say 40 minutes, then they mean 40 minutes. They don't mean, oh, 40 minutes, but 3 hours later you're still waiting. Like everything is like really organised. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Safe for watching. If you have any questions, then let me know. And yeah, I'm also looking to do a Q&A at some point, so yeah, you can leave some questions for that. Stay blessed, stay lean, and peace.